What's up, YouTube? Hey, it's Felicia and I'm back. I'm back this week with another video. Okay, first of all, let me thank you all for all the likes, shares, and comments to my last video. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the advice. And I'm with this. I love this camera. I love to turn it on, you know, hit some angles. But for the most part, I just like connecting with y'all. I want to say the stuff that and talk about those subjects that are pretty much we don't talk about them much, especially within the Black family, because I don't know what that is. Maybe our ancestors or our elders never discussed it, or it was quiet. We don't discuss that. I don't know. I don't know the reason. But the older I get, the harder it gets for me not to publicize and talk about that shit. So here I am with another video this week. Probably on another subject that's going to be touchy to some. But nonetheless, it's going to be something that happens all the time, every day in our Black families. And we are silent about it, or we tiptoe around it and avoid the subject at all costs. Today, I'm going to talk about strained and torn sibling relationships. Think about that for a minute. I know it happens. It happens a lot. I hear it a lot, especially at work. I mean, I don't know what that is, but at work, especially around the holidays, you know, it's always people, you know, saying how, you know, people in their family, their siblings will be coming home for the holiday, and, you know, they're just gonna go through it and hurry up and get through it. But the reason why they're dreading it is because they haven't spoken to them in 10 years, or they haven't spoken to them in 5 years. And that's long as hell not to speak to your siblings. That's hella long. Even when you ain't feeling them completely all the time. That's a long time. But people can do it. People do it every day. So I wanted to try and attack this thing from a perspective of a parent, and then from the perspective of being a sibling myself. I think that when you think about siblings, what you think about is like the Brady Bunch. You think about the Brady Bunch, especially from my era, with me being 53 and all. The Brady Bunch was an ideal snapshot of siblings growing up that I saw on a daily basis. And yeah, they went through things, and, you know, oh my nose, and Marcia got her nose hit, and they still, the next episode was cool in the gang. That ain't how it go all the time. That is not how it goes. A lot of times, as people do, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying it happens more times often than not. There's a problem, there's a rift, there's a tear, and the relationship is strained, and it stay that way. It stay that way for years. Everybody get grown and stubborn and don't want to talk about it. They perfectly okay with not speaking to you. That ain't my thing. I can't do that. You know, I can't do that. Now, I can, from a perspective, respect that you don't want to be involved with me. And from that perspective, I might be able to last a little longer than ordinarily, or, you know, but I can't do no 5 and 10 years. Even if for real, we don't get along. Maybe, you know, go as far as saying we don't even like each other. And you would wonder why and what things could happen that could provoke a long-term disconnect like that. But it happens every day, like I said. First, I want to talk about this situation from a parent's perspective, because I'm a parent and I have 2 children. They're adults. But I want to speak on it from their perspective. Okay? From a parent's perspective. I would hate to see my 2 children at odds. I would hate to see them angry with each other long term. I mean, they're adults. They're going to have disagreements. But it would just tear my heart to pieces if they would have long-term disconnect. I mean, not speaking. Straight up pissed with each other. And then they couldn't find no way to talk about it. Get those issues out. Maybe come to some kind of resolution. Fix it. That would bother me. So from a parent's perspective, I would be about the business of helping them resolve the issue. I would totally take a position of facilitator, mediator. What's the problem? You have to remind your children as a parent of squabbling adult children. Hey, one day I'm not going to be here. And that shit is hard to deal with in it and of itself. The last thing that I would want to see is my two children here after I'm no longer here, unable to lean on each other, unable to call on each other, just being there for each other. Someone on this earth that you know without a doubt and unequivocally loves you. I mean, I have siblings here now, and still I can be lonely sometimes. You know how you get that feeling, oh, nobody's here with me. And so you just start feeling a little lonely until you, collect yourself and get it together for the most part. But I couldn't imagine not being here. Their mother. And they don't have each other to fall on. They don't have each other to lean on. What parent would want to see that? From a parent's perspective, it's your responsibility to stay in their business when there is conflict. Those are your children. You did it when they were babies. You did it when they were young adolescents. You did it when they were preteens. Hopefully you did. It should come natural that you squash that shit, that you make them squash that shit. It would bother me. I couldn't sleep at night thinking that one day I'm not going to be here. And my children are going to have to get together and plan my services. And they not even speaking. Or they in total breakdown. They just in total breakdown. Either they're unable to be around each other without squabbling and arguing and cussing each other out. Or they just totally disconnect. And are successfully able to do that. As a mother, I can't watch that. I'm getting in that. We need to sit down. All of us. As the parent, I would be there to facilitate. Not just so they can talk and talk loud over each other, but so that they can actually hear what each other is saying. Not just listen. Hear what they're saying. What is your problem? Now, granted, some of that stuff is deep-seated. It goes way back. It's going to be hard for you to get beyond that. But if nobody is willing to sit down, talk it out, look at it from a mature adult perspective, it ain't never going to get fixed. And that's where I have a problem. A lot of times when adult children are having issues, instead of you jumping in as a parent and dead in that shit, you don't. You don't. You step back. or you take sides. You know, instead of insisting, I wouldn't care who is at fault and who did what. I don't care. One day I may not be here, and I need you all to be there for each other. I tell you what, it's a lot easier to get that end result when that's the way you did things their whole lives. If you were stepping in and securing their relationship, helping them too. If you were doing that, the end result will pretty much be that. But if your whole life you picking sides and showing favoritism, the harder it's going to be when they're adults to step in and try to mediate and facilitate and remain neutral and remain unbiased. It's hard to do that when you haven't been doing it all along. So let that be at least something that you think about as a parent. When you see your children are at odds, as a parent, it's your responsibility to step in and say something. It's your responsibility. You owe it to them. You've lived. You know that sometimes death can take somebody that is dear to you all collectively. And without that person here, how chaotic are these relationships gonna be? That shit gonna be bad. And the last thing that you should want is that environment hovering over your services. So yes, parents, you can get involved when your adult children are at odds or don't see eye to eye or have had some disconnect. Yeah, you owe it to them to do the same thing you did when they were sitting on the floor playing jacks. And then all of a sudden you heard them arguing or crying. What did you say? Play together. Y'all play right now. That's what you said. But now they grown and you're taking sides. That's not good. That's not good. You always gonna be the mama. And your voice is respected. Maybe that's all they would need is for you to step up and say, y'all play nice with each other. Now, granted, I know some of that stuff can be deep-seated. I look at R. Kelly when I was looking at that special and how he and his brother were molested. So I get it. That's a difficult one to probably get beyond. I get that. And then when I saw Tasha K do that interview with Corey Kelly, and he flat out said it was their older sister, hey, automatically I said that bitch don't love him. If he never speaks to her again, he well within his rights. She violated him. And sometimes it ain't no coming back from that shit. I'm not talking about that level. I don't think I'm talking about that level. I think, yeah, those are some circumstances that I think are a little bit beyond. That's another level from what I'm talking about. That's special circumstances. I get it. I wouldn't, man. Yeah. I wouldn't have no dealings with that. But what I'm talking about is everyday sibling rivalry. Whether it's from she get on my nerves, she was mean to me when we was kids, I don't like the way she talks so aggressively to me, or I can't deal with her being so passive, whatever it is. To me, as a parent, I don't give a damn. I need y'all to get together on the same page. That's my wish. And hopefully your voice is respected enough amongst them that they'll consider that and do what you request. That's just me from a parent's perspective. That's me. Lord God, I don't want to leave her and my 2 children don't have each other. They ain't got nobody to call and hang out with for the holidays and just hanging out, just laughing on the phone. Life is lonely. All of the people that they have that they can call are of no relation. They just friends. Thank God for friends. Shout out to the friends. Shout out to the friends that in a lot of circumstances have totally taken the place of siblings because they didn't have no damn choice. They didn't have no choice. They had to accept these people that are not family as first line friends, hashtag sisters for life, hashtag brothers for life, because their real siblings don't fuck with them. That's messed up. That's messed up. And I wouldn't stand by as the mother of 2 children and allow that. I don't know what I would do. I might tell them, don't neither one of y'all call me until you can call each other. Don't call me. We're going to all just shut it down. I don't think I would do that. I might try to scare them with that. See if that works. I would try anything. I would be relentless in my ideas. I don't care. Nothing would be beyond me to try to reconnect my children. That would be my sole purpose, is to reconnect my children. So yeah, I think a parent plays a really, really integral part in the relationships of her adult children. She was integral in their younger lives, and she is totally integral in their adult lives. She should be doing everything she can to help them fix that. He should be doing everything that he can as a father to help them fix that. How can you be okay with that? Every time they all around, they bickering and arguing. And about what? When you ask them, like I said, outside of those really, really, really dark seated, I mean, some of those issues, yeah, that's a couch. You need a couch at that point. You don't need mama, you don't need daddy. You need a couch to lay back on and get it all out. I'm talking about regular shit. Just regular shit. She made me mad. He made me mad. He talked about me. Oh, God. He told me off. You know, no adult intelligent exchange is going on. You just holding on to stuff from 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 20 years ago. 20 years? Really? 20 years? That's too long. At that point, you should have learned how to get beyond that shit. That's just me. Oh, disclaimer, this is my perspective. This is just my perspective. I wonder all the time, when grown people gonna be grown? Ain't no way I would sit up here and still be mad about something that happened 20 freaking years ago. 30. I'm not doing it. 40 years ago. Do you know is people still holding on to shit from 40 years ago? Siblings. Do you know that? Sound crazy, don't it? That's crazy. From my perspective. I have to keep saying that. Because it might be somebody looking at this video saying, yeah, 40 years ago, she pushed me. Really? Hey, do you? Do you? If you feel comfortable disconnecting yourself totally from people that came out the same wound as you, because 20, 40, 50 years ago they pushed you, or they said something mean to you, or they hurt your feelings. Hey, do you? Do you? I'm just saying, that ain't for me. I ain't living with that cloud. That take a lot of damn energy to be mad at somebody about something like that. Something that minuscule. Ain't no freaking way. That ain't growth. You're not growing from that. And I don't care where else in your life you're prospering and growing. If you holding on to some shit from 40, 50 years ago, you are stagnant. You are stagnant. And I don't care what nobody tell you. You are stagnant. If I'm still tripping off my divorce, that's a good example. If I'm still tripping off my divorce and everything that happened in it, when that was 20 years ago, I am stagnant. I'm stagnant. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere in relationships with other men. I'm not going to be able to move forward in my life in peace. And I know I'm not mad. This is me being passionate. This is me being passionate about what the hell I'm saying. Because this happens every day. I see it all the time. You really see it. When a parent passes away. You really see it. Oh my God. Oh my God. All the deep-seated issues rise to the surface. And they argue over the stupidest stuff. The stupidest, it means nothing. Our objective here is to honor our parent and get them in the ground. Instead, you argue over who did what. You didn't do nothing. I was here. I'm the oldest. We was best friends. Shit that don't make it means nothing now. It means nothing. That's why from the parent's perspective, I wouldn't want to be looking down on all of that chaos thinking, what could I have done to resolve some of this shit before I left? That's why, yes, I think a parent plays a huge part in the healing of those conflicts between their adult children. Now, let's talk about this thing from a sibling's perspective. I'm a sibling. I am a sibling. I'm one of 7. Shout out to Sherma Salik. At the top of the sibling chain. She passed away in 2010, and I miss her. We had an alliance. I know. Shouldn't have alliances amongst your siblingships, but it happens every day. These two are closer. Maybe they closer in age, so they just been hanging out the longest, so they the closest. Or these two the closest because they kind of do some of the same stuff, so they hang out the most, so they closest. When Sherma Salik was my alliance, we hung out. We had no conflict. She told me about myself. We even argued sometimes. But that was my girl. And now that she's gone, even though I still got 5 other siblings, I can be found thinking, I don't have no alliances no more. I'm alone in my siblingships. Yes, I love my other siblings. But those relationships, maybe we don't do the same things. Maybe there's some shit from long ago. I don't know. You know, at a certain age, shit, I'm 53. You gotta let shit go. If I didn't stab your ass with a knife, strangle your ass with some rope, or touch any place on your body sexually, the rest of it is neither here nor there to me. Especially if it was years and years ago. How many times can you apologize for a 12-year-old? Yeah, I was 12 once. How many times do you have to apologize for, I don't know. I don't know. That can be debilitating. That takes a lot of energy to hold on to stuff from that many years ago. I'm talking about regular issues. I'm not talking about that next level stuff. I have to keep saying it because there might be somebody looking at this video that says, oh yeah, I'm holding on to it. I don't know. I'm not here to try to dismiss nobody's issues. There's a lot of things that can take place that can break down siblingships. But to me, the relationship itself is more important. The relationship. You should only have to apologize for hurting someone sincerely one time. Think about it. That's all the time. In your marriages, in your friendships, whatever. If you keep bringing it up, it never goes away. If you leave it in your heart and all your actions are led by what you're feeling in your heart for them, it never goes away. I'm not suggesting that all of a sudden y'all become BFFs and start wearing the same damn outfit out. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, damn. Is there any room for forgiveness? Is there any room to grow? We got to do better. As siblings, from a sibling's perspective, being a sibling, we got to stay connected. I know. You get on my nerves and I get on your nerves. We still siblings. We got to stay connected. We got to reach out to each other. The longer you don't reach out, the easier it gets to not reach out. You got to do things together. Not just what one person wants to do. Sometimes you got to go, and take one for the team and do something that one of them want to do. Something that's not necessarily your thing. It's not just about one person. One person only is not filling the void alone. The void is felt amongst all in the disconnect. Even the ones that ain't got nothing to do with that shit. As an onlooker of my other siblings, it would still create a void in me. It still touches my heart if I see two of my other siblings at odds. And we too grown to just be holding on and being petty. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's why when I see people and they're at church all the time and, you know, I get it. I've been there, done that. I get it. But you don't even talk to your siblings. What? Really? I really don't want to hear nothing you got to say about this thing that supposedly puts you above some of us. I don't want to hear it. Because that alt that you're holding in your heart, make you look like regular people that ain't going to church. That ain't claiming to love God with their whole heart and soul. You acting just like those people. Regular. We have to do better. We have to connect. We have to be open to forgiveness. You got to hear somebody out. It's not just about you. It's not just about me. That's a mutual thing. We're not 20 years old. We grown as hell. We got problem resolution skills. We know how to work through issues. We bring all this to the table and we can't talk. And everybody is living on social media. They spend so much time on social media. And all you see from a sibling's perspective is other siblings loving on each other. This is just the everyday shit that you run across and reminds you you don't have that. Would you like that? How hard would that be? I see it all the time. Oh my God. They just love each other. These sisters they're always doing things together. It's genuine. Just as much as you can see what I'm saying right now. People can see the genuine post of love for their siblings versus the other ones that are just for Facebook, just for Instagram, just for YouTube, just for you. The facade. Remember the damn, the mask? Yeah. They can see, they can tell the difference. It's fake. It looks fake. It feels fake. As opposed to the ones that you can tell are genuine. You look at them, boy, them dudes love each other. That's his little brother. That's his big brother. Oh my God, every time you see these chicks, they on gone somewhere together. Sisters, best friends, best friends. You can't tell me that they don't argue or have never argued or have never hurt each other's feelings. But they are mature enough to realize that's my fucking sister. That's my fucking brother. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. You know these topics. These are the topics, believe me. It's been years. It's been years. Let me just say it. You know, you might look at him, he's like, oh, Lord, Felicia's mouth. Let me tell you something, y'all. My mouth been like this for, man, let me tell you. My mouth been like this for years. Years. I'm talking about decades. All right? So maybe you just ain't heard it. But this is the way I've been talking for years. All right? So just listen to the message. That's what I was asked to do for years and years and years. Just listen to the message. All right? All right, let's get back to it. As siblings, we got to be connected. We got to get together. We got to make moments. One person shouldn't always be the one reaching out to try to make memories, moments. If there's a disconnect between two siblings, those two siblings need to make moments. Those two siblings need to schedule calls. I'm going to call them. I'm going to call him. I know he don't want to hear from me. I know he ain't talking to me. I'm calling him. If he don't answer the phone, I'm leaving him a message. I love you. I just wanted you to hear my voice. Maybe one day he'll catch on. You'll never know unless you try. But holding on to decade-old issues shows your level of maturity. It shows it. It's clear as a bell. Really, pretty much to anybody that's in your circle. If you have a circle. You could. If it contained nobody but your siblings, you could. But if in fact you've pushed them back, and like I say, you ain't close to them, you don't really fuck with them, right? Anybody that you're around, they'll know. And I'm totally with having an alliance, especially when it's multiple siblings. Yeah, you love them all, but you and this one, y'all close. Y'all really close for whatever reason. Like I said, my alliance is gone. Well, I felt like she was my alliance. But I'm close to my sisters and brothers. But we still have issues that sometimes creates a breakdown. Now, for the most part, our personalities are such that we can talk. Not all of us, but for the most part. But you can still feel a void if something isn't right. And as a sibling, I think it's my doggone responsibility to make sure that I constantly attempt to stay connected to them. Seeking first to understand what the hell it is they're going through. Maybe it's something I can say or do that can help bring you out of that. Because that can't feel good. If that can't feel good. It don't feel good. Be honest. You know, what can you do to help anybody And 50 years ago, you still tripping off of something from 50 years ago. I don't understand that. It reminds me when that Kavanaugh guy was on trial in the White House. And that lady, I forget her name. It was, oh my God. She's standing her ass up there, getting sworn in to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And from what I understand, she's a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Whatever. She helping people with their emotional and mental issues. But you gonna stand your ass up on national damn TV and say, I'm broken because he touched my booty in high school. Come Monday morning, I would be canceling all future appointments with your ass. Because if you gonna stand up in here in front of the world, Jesus, help us today, God. You gonna stand up in front of the entire world as a successful psychiatrist, psychologist, mental therapist, or whatever the hell it is that you do, making all the bank, and say that this, he touched my behind. He grabbed it. Bitch. Ain't a nigga I know, Lord have mercy, can keep their job if I had to stand up and tell on them for touching my ass in high school. You can't help me. You tripping off of something from 50 years ago. You can't help me. I need to cancel all of my appointments with your ass. Same way. In real life. Same way. You're a healthy, mature, functioning adult. But experiences from your childhood, like I said, not those next level issues. I ain't talking about that. Experiences from your childhood are so traumatic that you can't find a way to be friends with your siblings. To be friends. I mean, to feel their love. You can't forget it. You can't get past it. I don't know what that is. You know, I don't know what that is. And then it starts to feel personal because you were there. You know there were other siblings that gave them hell. But it's just your ass. And then I probably don't make it no better because I'm a realist. I'm a realist, and I try and dissect it. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. And the more I explore, the stupider it looks to me. And I know it's hard to stay connected when you got this combination of emotions. It's hard. I get it. But it still don't relieve you from trying to connect with your siblings. Trying to receive what they're saying with an open heart and an open mind. You're not exempt from that. You are not excused from that. Because you remember you're a mature, functioning adult. Remember that? Well, keeping that in mind, that's what your obligation is. You obligated to do that. Them your people. That should be them your people. And it happens all the time. All the time. I know, looking at this video, you can think of 100 scenarios of friends, excuse me, friends who have rifts with their siblings. You can think of your parents. You know, they might have rifts with their siblings. Think about it. All the people you know. And we just quietly move along in it. Death strikes. They can't pull together. They can't lean on nobody. Everybody go home after the services and you just alone. Because mama gone, daddy gone, and you don't have your siblings. You've taken every opportunity to push them away. And now you faced with the silence and the void. Who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to love my siblings. I want to love on my siblings. I accept you the way you are. I want them to accept me the way I am. I don't want to be judged by nothing that I might have done or did 40 years ago, 30 years ago. I'm a different person today. I'm not going to judge you on nothing you did. So what do we do? What do we do? I know it's easy to just say, forget it. They don't mess with me. Cool. I'm going to leave them alone. Yeah, I just put on some lip gloss because my lips was dry. Damn. Anyway. It's easy to dismiss it. It's easier for some. It's easier for some. But it's not easy for me. And it might not be easy for you. It's not easy to disregard. It's not easy for me to put it off. But that's my personality. I'm sociable like that. And my first line of sociability, if that's a word, would be with my siblings. All of them. Even the ones that are not as sociable as the rest of us. But it's got to be a joint effort. We have to stay striving to be connected to our siblings. It's in the sibling manual. My sister told me about the sibling manual. I had no concept of the sibling manual, you know, until she told me, Felicia, you can't do that. It's in the sibling manual. I'm like, damn, what manual? I didn't know there was a book. It's this one. It's up here. It's just the shit you're supposed to know. You can't separate yourself from the family. You can't disconnect from your siblings. You have to take and make a conscious effort to stay connected. I'm busy. I know it. I'm busy. I got my activities, my extracurricular stuff, and my hobbies. So I'm busy. A lot of this stuff I just adopted into my life since I've become an empty nester. But that's neither here nor there when it comes to staying connected to your siblings. You know y'all don't talk all the time. So, as a reminder, you put it on your phone. I'm calling my siblings today. Today I'm calling them all. I'm going to connect with them all. It ain't going to take that long, especially for me, because Vanita ain't giving you nothing but about 10 minutes. That's all your ass get. You could be right in the middle of your cry and the pain that you feel from a broken relationship. She gonna cut your ass off in about 10 minutes and say, okay, Alicia, thank you for calling me. If you need anything else, just reach out. Bye. She is out of there. It's just the way it is. That's the way she been all her life. I don't care. Still gotta stay connected. Sometimes you got to start making new memories. I know my brother Tyrone did said stuff years and years and years ago that today, if I think about it, I can just become hysterically unhinged. Because he's a nut. We all are pretty much nuts. You know what I'm saying? But you got to stay connected to your siblings. And parents, if you see there's a disconnect, you should be doing everything in your power to fix it. You can't take sides. You have to be unbiased. You have to be neutral. You have to be neutral. You might not be here one day. Don't you want them to help each other through it? Isn't that the ultimate goal as a parent, that your children are here for each other? Isn't that what you want? That's what I want. Ooh-wee. That's what I want. I wouldn't stand for it. And that might be too new school for some of our old school people. You know, because there was a hush era. We don't talk about the stuff that we're going through under the house. What goes on in this house, stay in this house. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of sick people right now. Mentally, emotionally, physically sometimes, based on that. Don't tell nobody this happened in our house. Right there. That's the essence of it. It was classic in black homes. So I know it. I know these messages and videos that I'm putting out are probably way going against the grain here. I know it. But baby, somebody was going to be sick. And it wasn't going to be me. This had to come out. All of it. I'm just going to regurgitate until I feel better. I'm like old St. Louis and Players Club. Do something to make me feel better. This makes me feel better. This my stuff. This ain't spewing at nobody. This ain't blaming nobody. This is just the shit that I have needed to get out for years. Years. Why are we so broken? Because everything is a damn secret. That's why we're broken. You know, anxiety and all of that fear, it works so well when you hide it. I suffered from anxiety. Sure do. I take some for it. So it regulates it. But before I took something for it, it worked really well when I tried to hide it. In fact, if I felt anxiety attacks coming on and there were people around and I didn't just open my mouth and say, whoo, I'm feeling nervous, it would multiply until I felt like I was about to pass out. That's because secrets and fear, it really is just like it's like bacteria. It grows in secret. But when you expose it, take the cover off of it, it's got less power. Sometimes it loses its entire power. Its energy source. Well, that's where I am. That's where I am. All of the, we don't talk about this out loud. We keep this. And you did this to me. And I did this to you. And don't tell nobody what went on in our house. Fuck that. I don't live by that. I don't live by that. My son used to say, Mama, why when I do something wrong, you got to call Granny and you got to call my aunties? Why do you do that? Because I am going to expose this shit. If I know you've been acting up in school and I'm not going to buy you no new sneakers, when I tell them, they not going to buy you none neither. We in cahoots to let you know you're not going to be able to tiptoe around to different people and put up this facade. That's what exposure does. It exposes the facade. It enables you to, it enables you, or it disables you, and you are unable to keep it up because everybody knows. Kind of goes in line with that whole living your truth thing. I'm living my truth. So I'm sorry. Some of the language might be something that you are totally opposed to it and against. I get that. I really do. But for somebody gonna have to be well here. And I choose me. So obviously, if it's not for you, come back anytime. We'll be here. But getting back to the subject, and really to just bring this video to an end, to a close, just let me reiterate it. As a parent, we should be doing everything in our power to bring our adult children together. If there's a disconnect in their relationship, if there is whatever it is that keeps them from being siblings, loving to each other, and you're here to see it, you should be doing everything in your power to reunite them as family, as loving family. You should be doing that. And as a sibling, you should be doing everything in your power to regain connection with your siblings. Making new moments. Go out of town with their ass. That'll do it. Get in the car and drive out of town. Try not to get on each other's nerves. But within that trip, you'll make moments. Go grab a cup of coffee together. What is it? 15, 20 minutes that you'll be together. It's memories. Because we're not going to always be here. And we do not have the luxury of playing around and avoiding opportunities to reconnect with our siblings. Something happens to, we don't have that kind of time. In the 6 months you ain't speaking to each other, somebody could leave this earth. Can you live with that guilt? I can't live with that guilt. Now, I do know some people. They got that hard heart. Yeah, they can do it. Bye. I can't do that. I can't do it. That would eat at me. Every time I think about it, it would bother me. And I don't want to live like that. I don't want that weight on me. And that's why I think as siblings, we should be doing everything in our power to stay connected or to reconnect and then stay connected. You hurt? Tell them why. Don't spend a lot of time at why. Move beyond why to what now. What do we do now? Move beyond that. Life is short and we don't have that kind of time. We don't have it. It's just not, it's not available to us. We don't have that kind of time. We don't know when. We never know when. And your siblings are all you have. They're all you got. Yeah, you are your brother's keeper. Yeah, you my sister, girl. And I love you. Ain't that what Vivica said? I felt that all down in here. Whew. Yeah, it just cooled my spirit. Because it's the truth. Let's do better, y'all. We got to do better. I feel like I've been sent here to tell all of my ancestors, not my ancestors, Lord Jesus, but all the people that hear my voice, what's up? Quit covering that shit up. We're not going to do that. Not over here on this channel. We're going to expose it. We're going to tell it like it is. And we're going to be grown people and deal with that shit. That's what we're going to do. Somebody going to benefit from that. And if it ain't nobody but me from saying it and hearing it back when I say it, I think I can live with that. But I think it's going to be somebody else out there that says, damn, this has gone on long enough. If they don't like me or if they don't fuck with me, I'm going to let them know I love you. You my brother, you my sister, and I love you. And it ain't nothing you can do about that. Now, I respect you, and I respect your space and your feelings. But I still love you over here. Because you can't do nothing about that, remember? Nothing. Y'all be good to each other. And pray that when the time comes and you all have to be there for each other, that you're willing to do that, you're open to do that, and nothing can stand in the way of that. Nothing but death keep you from it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but death keep you from it. Okay, y'all. We're done. I'm going to end it right here. Don't be stubborn. Make the move. Reconnect with your siblings. Parents. Help them out. If they might need a nudge from mama. They might need a nudge from daddy. Help them out. The black family needs to re-strengthen. Re-strengthen itself. We not strong. We not strong. We got all these other entities trying to attack the black family and the black community. That stuff started home. That means in your immediate relationships. First line, siblings, mama, daddy. First line relationships. Get it together. I love you. Again, if this video wasn't too hurtful, I want you to like, I want you to share, and I want you to comment. I know it might still be a secret amongst your family relationships, but if you ain't too afraid to comment that you know what I'm talking about, you're experiencing what I'm talking about, you know people really close to you that are going through this, let me know about that. I already know I ain't alone. But yeah, gonna let me know. And then subscribe to this channel so you don't miss none of these transparent, true to the self ass videos. Bye, y'all. Remember, never forget. Safeguard your peace, folks. Bye.